Hi there, my name is Emily Alexander, and I'm going to start off by telling you just a little bit about myself. Some things that have influenced my development has definitely been obviously my family, my faith, my church, my school. So I grew up in Tucson, Arizona, and then I went to a local church, and that's where I found a lot of my friends. Fortunately, a lot of those friends that I established in church were also friends that went to the same school as me. So a lot of my social network was kind of involved in the same things that I was. So that was really nice being able to kind of bounce around ideas and have a group of people who thought the same way that I did. Obviously, though, they were an influence in the way that I thought. Um, so with that all being said, growing up in a Christian home, I will say that initially it is like your parents' faith and you follow that, but there were instances in which I found my faith for myself. And so I kind of want to dive into that a little bit, and then I'll move on to some other things that have also influenced me. So the church as a whole has been really wonderful, but there has also been instances that have not been so great. So I went to Moody Bible Institute for my first 2 years of college. Um, and I'm going to be vulnerable and say that I actually did not like it. There was a lot of rules and regulations, and your worth was kind of based on things that you said or did or wore. And I just didn't agree with that outlook on Christianity. And so through that experience, I kind of fine tuned like what my faith was and how I saw it. So through that experience, I've developed a really strong sense in that I believe in Jesus, but I also believe that the most important thing about religion is your relationship with Christ, and it's not so important about the rules. So that experience really helped shape that. Along with another story that I have, my last 2 years of high school were really hard. I got picked on a lot and I was gossiped about, and then even into my adult life, I've had a lot of lies spread about me that aren't true. And so being on the receiving end of that, I learned what it felt like to be gossiped about or talked poorly about. And so it shaped my viewpoint of how to talk to others and how to perceive others. And I learned that everyone has a story, and that you shouldn't just jump to conclusions, and rather find their story out, because they probably have a lot more going on than what meets the eye. So some of my passions are definitely my community, my faith, my personal growth and well-being, and along with that comes with my passion for nature and hiking and art. I love to just explore new areas of life that I just don't really know a lot about. So those I would say are my greatest passions, along with my family and my boyfriend, definitely for sure. So the career that I am pursuing is teaching. I've always loved middle schoolers. So specifically, I would love to teach anywhere between ages fourth grade through sixth grade, so higher elementary. And so the why to that would definitely be that I want to be a part of encouraging and inspiring these students and just pushing them to be the best selves that they can be, because at the end of the day we are educating the leaders of tomorrow. And so I want to be a part of something bigger, and just I want to be involved in these little lives and be able to encourage and just spur them off to be just the absolute best. So some personal needs and wants in my career is, one, to be able to have an environment that I can feel like I'm fulfilling something more than just myself. And then along with that, I personally want to grow and succeed and be spurred along, and I think teaching is a perfect career for that. There's so many opportunities, and one thing I was reading as I was doing some of my research is that you get the opportunity to be creative every single day, because you're going to be faced with challenges and you're going to have to think of new ways to teach different students. And I love being creative, and so I'm really excited to be able to learn more about myself in that way and grow in that. Let me see here. So the impact that I hope to have, which I think I've already kind of stated, but I just really am passionate about wanting to encourage students to being the best selves. They don't always have to win. That's not necessarily succeeding, but they always have to improve and be the best them and constantly basically like beat how good you were yesterday. Um, so that's like my biggest goal is just to like inspire these students to just like push real hard. Sorry, I'm just reading here. So to reach my goal to be a teacher, I need to still obtain my bachelor's degree, hence why I'm taking this class. And then I need to go on and get my teacher certificate, so I need to do some student teaching and stuff after this. After that, I'll need to look into how to pay off student loans, which hopefully there's a job waiting for me at the end of all of this. And if not, like I know that there's other opportunities, there's subbing, and until I can find my dream job and be able to financially take care of myself. So where I expect to be in 3, 5, and 10 years. So in about 3 years, I should just be wrapping up, if not had just wrapped up, being graduated with my bachelor's degree and finishing up my teacher certificate in student teaching. So that's me in 3 years. In about 5 years, I really hope to be working on getting a master's. So again, it kind of depends on where my finances are at. But one of my dreams is to obtain a master's degree. And then in 10 years, at that point, like I hopefully have my master's degree by then. And I really just dream of being like well established in my career, in my home, in my family. But with that, I don't think that's like where the path ends. I constantly want to learn and improve. I want to be seeking out additional training, whether that's like on the job or just like in my personal life with like TED Talks or books. I just, as a like future teacher, I really hope to just like constantly inspire people that they need to be constantly learning. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and this class has been wonderful, and I hope you have a wonderful day. All right, bye-bye.